Greetings. Welcome back to my channel. This is Queen Elle from QueenElle79. Forgive my voice if you haven't watched any of my other videos. I have lost my voice recently, so still on the mend, but it's coming back. Really quick, just wanted to speak to the community, to the collective, and bring a message with regard to everything that's going on in I guess, in our backyards in the United States specifically. Um, I intended on planning out a more thoughtful video with regard to this virus that's going around, but I just noticed that the president has activated the National Guard in New York, California, and Washington. He gave a heads up or alluded to the fact that there will be other states where the National Guard will be activated. And I had to quickly educate myself to find out what that means. He did mention Title 32, so I looked that up as well, and it was what I suspected, which people had been talking about martial law and how we know that the government likes to operate like they have complete dominion over all of us, but to hear it put into words and that the green light has been given. When the National Guard, in case you're not aware, when the National Guard is activated, um, they are basically given the green light by our federal government to act as law enforcement over whatever states um, the federal government sees fit. So in this case, as of right now, it's New York, California, and Washington. One thing that the government wanted to specify was just that they would be bringing supplies in. Well, there could be many different ways to bring supplies to those states without officially activating the National Guard to do so. We're not over international waters. There's no um, borders to cross over aside from our state borders, and um, our government is welcome to provide supplies. So, obviously, if you really dig a bit deeper to officially activate the National Guard, there's more to it. And what I'm getting from it is specifically with regard to the law enforcement aspect. So, do your research. I'm definitely not fearful of anything, and the main reason why I wanted to bring this message today is to encourage everyone to not be afraid, um, because that's what the other side would, that's what they want, is to invoke some type of fear in us to get us to comply. And in complying, that just means to do whatever they want us to do. I mean, it doesn't have to make sense to us. It doesn't have to necessarily be the right way to go about things. But what I do want to advise everyone is to just to be watchful and to be careful, because you can be cautious and conscientious of your surroundings, be aware of your surroundings, and act accordingly without doing it because of fear. So definitely don't be afraid of anything. We have the power. Remember that we have the power. Something I've been saying in my most recent videos, something that's been coming up in my readings, is knowledge is power. I pulled two cards yesterday, I believe. One of them was, let me not lie to you, um, going to my journal, I always make note of the cards that I pull. So yesterday, the cards I pulled were the Hierophant and the Ace of Pentacles. And forgive me if I'm not pronouncing that right, but um, what I discovered from those cards is just that knowledge is power, and it is. It's all in what we know. Um, I will say I've been hearing that my whole life about knowledge being power, and I mean it truly is. And that statement was never more true than it is right now. While we have these resources at our fingertips, literally at our fingertips, I implore you to access information online, um, download, save as much information as you can, take pictures, screenshots of things that you see, things that you read, make note of things that you hear. If you have a question about anything, make note of it so that you could go back and research it on your own after the fact. Do not just take anyone's word for it. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anyone's word for anything. Um, Shoot, my battery's low. Give me one moment. Let me my charger. Forgive me. Okay, there we go. Don't want putting my laptop back on my lap. Um, I don't want to lose you while I'm bringing this message. So it's important to really tap into whatever information you can find and make note of it. Like, seriously, make note of it. Because, I mean, I would like to say that there's nothing, aside from what's already happened, nothing more that will happen. But I always like to be prepared and err on the side of caution. So it's literally better to be safe than sorry. So definitely do your research while it's readily available, um, and retain all of that information. We're not computers. We can't just like, constantly internally download information and not, and automatically remember it. So that's why I'm saying take screenshots, take pictures, write things down so that you have that information readily available. Now, I did after I saw that about the National Guard being activated and to know that he was alluding to the fact that it will happen in other states as well, I immediately decided to shuffle my deck and to pull some cards and see what the spirit guides and the ancestral realm could give me some information about that I could share with you. That was my instant thought. So I did pull several cards. Forgive the laptop moving. Okay. So I pulled several cards. Now, I was led to stop at the fourth card. Now, three of the cards were pentacles. So the first one I pulled was the Nine of Pentacles. Forgive the lighting, it's a glare. So the Nine of Pentacles. The second card was, and I'll just tell you really quickly. I'll just show you all of them first. So the second one was the Four of Pentacles. And this is my Modern Witch tarot deck. The third was the King of Pentacles. Now, interestingly enough, um, I I actually did a couple readings earlier today, so I've shuffled my deck over and over and over again and cut it several times and all of that. So for these cards to come up and to be specific with Pentacles, I felt like that was very telling. So anyway, King of Pentacles for the third card, and the fourth one was the Knight of Cups. So I feel like this is saying a lot. Now, with regard to those pentacles, so the pentacle cards, if you're not familiar with the minor arcana, the tarot deck is divided between the major and minor arcana. The minor arcana, it's similar to the four suits that are in a deck of playing cards. They're the wands, cups, pentacles, and swords, and they all represent different elements: earth, fire, water, and air, and also different aspects of us. Whether like the cups represent your emotions, the pentacles represent your um, your intellect. So let me make sure I'm explaining this correctly, because I really am just feeling like a major push. I feel like it's yes. Well, so swords are intellect. Pentacles, it is regarding the work, finances. I think of power when I think of the pentacles. And power could be monetary, but in this case, I feel like it's resources, because um, now a lot of people are learning, and I've mentioned it in a previous video, that the playing field is being leveled. It's not just, it reminds me of, I used to live in Houston a decade ago, and whenever there was a major hurricane season, that was really the time when the people who, thought that they were up here from a socioeconomical standpoint, they learned that, when gas ran out and there were no utilities running, then everybody was in, basically in the same circumstance, and so it really levels the playing field. And I feel like right now, when it comes to, like, pentacles typically means money, but in this case, I feel like it's resources. And I feel like knowledge is power. So I feel like our knowledge is what we have that makes us more powerful than everyone else. We're not sheep. And when I say we, I mean the collective. I mean those of us that are spiritually in tune, um, spiritually grounded, and connected to our spirit guides, the ancestral realm. Check out my last video that I did regarding new moon. It's really important that we tap into um, our gifts that have been bestowed on us, but also tapping into just being connected with the spirit world. Um, and no matter what your spiritual beliefs are, whether it's through prayer or meditation, um, any type of ritual that you may do, whatever it is, it's important now more than ever to tap into that, tap into source, connect. And I mean, I'm telling you, like, this is the time. This is the time to do it. And it's the only way that we'll be able to stay spiritually grounded. It's the only way that we will, when there's mass hysteria around us, the only way that we'll be able to stay on an even keel. And also to keep being imparted with all of that wisdom and all of the inner will, just to be able to continue to share messages like this and connect with other people, and to be that light that shines to give other people any type of inspiration and encouragement, because that's what I'm here for. So in order to just to stay on an even keel, it's really important to continue to meditate, do yoga, make sure you're eating clean. I know that since a lot of people have been hoarding a lot of different foods, it's important to still, and I know that the access to fresh food is becoming more and more scarce. It's important to still try to eat as clean as possible, stay hydrated. Um, just, you know, I'm telling you, just really tap into, spirit. That's what I keep hearing it through my third eye, is spirit. So, with regard to these cards in particular, these pentacles, especially like the Nine of Pentacles. So the image, speaks for itself. There's growth. She possesses a lot of power, but in this case, I mean, it's the resources. It's not just about, I have all the toilet paper, I have all the food, I still have money in the bank, or people, maybe feeling encouraged because of the stimulus package that we're supposedly going to get soon. What's most important now is your skill set, those gifts that you have, those hidden talents, hidden either by choice or by circumstance, because of just not having the time or the wherewithal to really tap into it. This is the time to tap into it, not just um, for any type of monetary gain or anything like that, but it could be we might end up turning toward a barter system, money may become obsolete in the coming months. I mean, you just never know. So it may just be, trading talents, sharing gifts. I can cook or bake. What can you do? And, just going back to basics, back to the way things used to be back in the day. Just kind of getting back into that. And then also, not just doing it for self. I mean, there's all, at this time, you really are thinking about self preservation and protecting your own home base. And of course, you want to make sure that you're straight, but also just to look out for others as well. And that's where that Knight of Cups is going to come into play. So, the Knight of Cups, I mean, don't allow your emotions to lead you right now. This is not the time to allow your emotions to lead you. This is the time to allow your intellect, to allow your spiritual self to lead the way. And then, pardon my phone. Um, if you want to, tap into your emotions, allow compassion to guide you as you're sharing those gifts with others, as well as when you're sharing messages like this with others, because this is a gift in itself, and I'm quite thankful for that. But not to allow your emotions to bog you down or to consume you to where you can't even think straight or see straight because you're constantly, allowing yourself to get stressed about things. Do not allow yourself to get stressed about things that are truly outside of our control, okay? Now, the other one, the Four of Pentacles, the one thing I like about this one, so she's possessing something, but see how she has two of the pentacles under her feet. And that means that, um, yes, she's in possession of this knowledge and this power. And, like I said, pentacles focus on like work and finances. But in this case, when I think of what we possess. It's mainly our skill set, our knowledge, and to hold on to that because that's something that no one can take away from you. That's something that cannot be depleted over time. And that's why I'm saying that while we have access to these resources, as far as information goes, to download as much as you can, um, get as many books as you can. You can share books with others, etc. But take pictures of things that you see online, and you're almost building your own type of resource, your own type of booklet on your own just by having pictures of different information. So do that as well and hold on to it. Truly hold on to it because your knowledge is your power. So the last one is the King of Pentacles. And I want it to be brief here, so I'm going to wrap this up. The King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles has it all, has the power. And this is where we win. Knowledge is king. We win. I'm telling you, hold on to your knowledge, hold on to your skills, um, hone in on those skills like I was saying in my new moon video, definitely do some soul searching, some meditation, some seeking of guidance, just to reacclimate yourself to some of the skills that maybe you forgot that you had, or you just put them on the back burner so long that you're like, oh yeah, I was really good at, helping grandma garden back in the day, or oh yeah, I do know how to work on cars, and not necessarily that that would be too useful right now, but just remembering that you're good with your hands mainly. Um, now is the time to truly tap into those gifts because that is where your power lies. We don't know how long this phase of our lives is going to last. We don't know what it's going to look like once we get on the other side. But I'm telling you, because I don't know if once the National Guard is activated, if there's a period of time, like a deadline on it, if it's indefinite, if at some point someone from the federal government will say, okay, let's inactivate them, or if they will just have some sort of ongoing power, I don't know. But I'm telling you, your knowledge is power. Your skills that you have, that's what makes you powerful. That is the power that we possess within us. Do not be swayed. Don't be deterred. Do not allow yourself to be consumed with thoughts swirling around about the mess that's going on around us. Stay grounded and just tap into those resources that you have, okay? That's just a message I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for being with me with my voice. And I just wanted to say Ashe and just many blessings to all of you. Peace. Thank you for spending some time with me this evening. This is Queen Elle again. Excuse me, from QueenElle79. Please feel free to check out my Instagram. I do, excuse me, my voice has had enough. Um, Check out my Instagram, QueenElle79. I do daily card pulls there and post my readings there. Check out my other videos on this channel as well. I do several videos a week, at least a couple a week. And then also, if you would like to book a reading or go over your astrological chart, please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. That's also QueenElle79. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.